This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, going Rabbi. We continue, obviously, in the Navi Hoshea, like we do every week. Parak Yud Aleph, Pasuk Daled. We continue in the prophecy of Hoshea. Last week we learned the famous prophecy of Anochi Tergalti LeEphraim Kacham Al Zroy Yisai. We offered various interpretations of that. One refers to the Bnei Yosef when he brought them before Yaakov. Yaakov saw Rishon who are destined to come from Ephraim, and the Ruach HaKodesh left him, and he said, Mi Elah. So Yosef requested mercy, and the Shechina returned, and he gave them a bracha. This is what it means, V'anochi tergalti, meaning I put my divine spirit back on Yaakov for the sake of Ephraim. We mentioned another pshat that Rashi brings in Parshas B'Shalach, V'anochi tergalti le'Ephraim, and that is when the Mitzrim were behind us and the Yam was in front of us, God sort of raised us up together with the Anani HaKavod. Okay, Pasuk Dalet. B'chavlei Adam, with the cords of man, Em Shechem, I draw them. Ba'avoisos ahava, with chains of love, with bonds of love. V'e'yeh lohem, and I will be to them Kimarime oil, like those who lift up the yoke, alechehem, upon their pegs. V'at elav oichel, and I extended food to them. Says the Heilige Metzudas David, B'chavlei Adam mashachtim, I drew them laleches acharai, to follow me, b'chavolim rakim, with soft cords, v'noichim, easy, shemoishchem b'hem b'nei Adam, that you pill people. I guided them with mercy. I guided them with mercy. In other words, Hashem's saying, I was not overbearing. I guided you, I pulled you with soft ropes. Ba'avoisos ahava, with the cords of love. B'chavolim avim, with wide ropes. Shemoishchem derech ava, that you're able to pull in a loving manner. They don't tear into the skin. The rope is wide. Who kefal inyan? The Mitzvah David says, this is just reiterating the first point of the pasuk. And I was to them like those who lift up a yoke on their jaw. Says Mitzvah David, Eyelahem, hinhagtim barachmanos. I guided them with compassion, kamay hachorshim harachmanim, like the compassionate flowers, hamarimim ha'ol, who lift up the yoke, me'alachei habehema, from the jaw of the animal, hakimenu kaved masa'ol, to lighten up the burden of the yoke. Sometimes the compassionate plower will pull on the rope, give more leeway in the rope, so that the animal is not like being pulled with force, and the animal is more comfortable. And I extended food to it, like the compassionate plowers who give food to the animal, at the time of they plow. Hikalti ulam, I lightened their yoke, v'hispakti deit tzarcham, and I provided them with their needs. Says Rashi, B'chavlei Adam, hayisi moishcham tamid b'chavalim rakim, I would pull them always with soft ropes, asher yimshach bahem Adam esbenoi, the type that people would pull their son, kalamar b'mashichas rachamim, with the pulling of mercy. V'chein tergam Yonasan. V'ayah lahem kimrimei al alachem. Ki ikar matovim, like the good farmers, hamarimim al b'yadeyim, who lift up the yoke with their hands, al yadei levachim, lahakel me'al apara hacharashas. Kein ho'yisi imam b'chol tzara lahakel me'alein kimrimei oil alachem. Like the farmers. Okay, so that's how Rashi interprets it, similar to Mitzvah David. Now, lechayim is a lashon of lechi, like the poles, like the boards of a mavoi. Now, this is going according to Rashi's first pshat. The first pshat, lechayim, does not refer to the jaw, but rather boards. In Rashi's second pshat, it refers to their jaw. and I extended food to them. What does that mean? Va'at ilav oichel hatisuloi koyach. I extended them strength. Lahachel oil hayisurim, to bear the suffering. So Rashi reads va'at ilav oichel. I gave them yechoiles. The Targum translates it literally. I gave them food. Lo yashuv el eretz Mitzrayim. I promised them they should not return to Egypt. But now the Asher Humal, I extended, like hat oznacha, extend your ear. Va'at, I extended, I inclined toward them. Lo yashuv el eretz Mitzrayim. He should not return to Egypt. We'll see what this means. Va'asher hu malkai, but now Assyria is his king, kimea no lasha, for they refuse to return. What does this mean? It says in Mitzudas David, Lo Yashav, Lo Hayolahem Lashav Al Eretz Mitzrayim. It means they should not have returned to Egypt, Lavakesh Mehem Ezra, to seek out help. Va'ashor Ratzolem Rebbechi Ashur Hu Malkoi. Meaning, is Ashur their king, Lilchai Melchamta, to fight their wars, Asher Me'anu Lashav Elai, that they refused to return to me, Lavakesh Ezra Mimeni, and to ask my help. V'samcho al Ashur, they relied on Ashur, Kilo Haya Malkai, as if Ashur was their king. So this pasuk is critiquing them. They should not have turned to Egypt for help. Ashur is not their king. Why are they seeking out foreign aid? They should have returned to me. Okay. Says Rashi, Lo Yashav al Eretz Mitzrayim Hiftachtiv. This is not a critique. This is a promise. I guarantee them, they will never see them again. Uma moyal. Of what benefit is it? Of what benefit did I say, don't worry, you'll never have to go back to Egypt, but didn't help them? Because now that they had to go to a different country, they had to go to Ashur. Now Ashur is their king. Their sin caused that they have to be servants to Ashur. Al kimeanu lashu, because they refused to return. Pasuk Vav. V'chala charev be'arav. Now the sword will devolve, will alight in their cities, upon his cities. V'chil savadav, destroy its branches. V'achala, and consume her mimayat seiseim, from their plans, from their designs. Therefore the sword will devolve on its cities, utechala es gibayrav, and destroy his warriors. V'achla, hinei hacherev toichal es kulam, the sword will consume all of them. Misivas mayatzeseim, because of their designs, asher ya'atzu, because they planned levakesh ezer malchei Mitzrayim, to seek help from the kings of Egypt, and they didn't turn to me. So therefore, the sword will devolve on its cities and destroy its branches. Let's see Rashi. V'chala acherev, v'tanu acherev v'arav, the cherev will rest on their cities. V'chosa vada v'achla, v'chosa gibayrav v'toichlaim. The mighty ones, so the mighty ones will destroy her and consume her. Mimayat sesehem. Now the word mimayat sesehem says Rashi, nakod shnei ta'amim, has two trup. Now look at the word. V'chala cherev v'ara v'chol savada v'achala mimayat sesehem. I look at the word, I don't see any trup on mimayat soisehem. Rashi says, no, you're making a mistake. There are two trup. Boy ha-tibcha, boy ha-silok. There's a tibcha there, and it's a soif pasuk. Now, there ain't no tibcha my chumash. I guess what Rashi means is, this word, it's like normally a tibcha would be a comma on the penultimate word of the pasuk. But here, it's just one word left at the end of the pasuk. So this word should be nakod with both a tibcha and a soif pasuk. Why? Lefishu dibur b'fnei atzmai. similar we find v'chein lehei chaloi. D'lo yitam haba ba'amav lehei chaloi. V'chein.
It's like a sudden stop. The word like.
You would expect it to have a tipcha and then a word after it, but here it's just it's like a dramatic end, right? Like lo yitam haba ba'amav lehei chaloi. You would expect lehei chaloi, but no, it's both. V'chein l'doiroi seichem the shemen mishchas kodesh. Shemen mishchas kodesh l'doiroi seichem, so it has both. Pasuk Zayin. Va'ami seluim l'meshuvasi. And my nation, teluim is like, literally, what does teluim mean? Like hanging, wavering, to return to me. Even when they return to me, it's like it's vacillating. It's not confidence. It's not with confidence. It's not definitive. V'el al yikrauhu.
Oh, this is the source.
Vacillating, right?
That's right. They don't be taking over that.
El al to the one above. El al to the one above. Yikrauhu. They call out. When you're on it, you're going to call out to the one above. Yikrauhu. The El Al Yikru, and to the one above they call out Yachad. Together, Lo Yeroimim. They do not exalt him. So what does this mean? V'amitluim l'meshuvasi says Mesilas David. Amitluyim u'mesupakim l'ashvelai. My nation are unsure whether to return to me. Mamtinim, and they wait ad she'ashv aleim tchila, that I should return to them first, laheitav imaim, to do good to them. Like they're not sure, they're like wavering. Should I return to God? They're waiting for me to take this first step. V'yalal yikruhu. Ratzulaymar imki anavim kulam karimei lav shu yashav tchila elo el yain. Even though all the prophets call out to him that you have to take the first step, Jews, you need to return to God. Kihu ram v'nisa, he's on high, so you got to go to him. Hinehem kulam yachad. They're all together in this. There's nobody. Ein bahem misha yiroimei moisai ha'el yain lechabdoi lashav elav tchila. They're all together, meaning nobody wants to take the first step to reach out to God. So even though the Nevi'im said, look, you can't expect him to reach out to you. He's ram v'nisa. You got to rise up to him. But they're all together. Nobody wants to be different than anybody else. Everybody's just waiting around, twiddling their thumbs. Let's see Rashi. When the prophets teach them to return to me, they're hanging im lashav, im loy lashav. They're doing the kaishi. Oh, we shouldn't do it. V'yal al yikru yachad lo yiroimim. V'yal hadavar asher olav yikru anavim yachad lo yirimimuhu. And to the matter that the Nevi'im call out to him together, they don't exalt him. Ami. V'lo yos la'asoisai. And they don't act properly. V'el al yikruhu. What does that mean? V'el al yikruhu. Says Rashi, v'yesh mefarish v'el al yikruhu. You know what El Al means? Bad occurrences. El Al, Targum says, a harsh occurrence. B'meraya kashya. B'meraya kashya yis'ara'un. B'meraya kashya, a bad pega. That's what El Al means. A bad occurrence.
This is the first pasuk from our Torah Yishlach.
Oh, v'ami tluyim l'meshuvasi. Shkayach. Maybe 1 year, I don't know, 1 year we may do the Haftaras. No, 1 year. Bli neder. The Siyata Shmaya. V'yesh mefaresh, v'yel al yikru, pegoim kashim, el al. Yifgoim, v'el kama yesh le'el yadi. El is powerful. El, powerful, al, will occur to them. El, powerful occurrences will occur to them. Ve'ein zois, Rashi doesn't like this pshat. Shari nokad b'patach. Why? Because the word is v'el. It's not good with a patach. Vim haya v'el shem davar. You're not good, but say el. Sometimes, if I'm not mistaken, when Rashi says that it has a patach, I think what Rashi means is a segal. There are times that Rashi refers to as a a. Sometimes Rashi refers to a segal as a patach. If it meant powerful, it would be el. El does not mean bad occurrences. It might be true, but it means rather what, like the Metzudas David said, El meant. Everyone says, all the Nevi'im call out, they should return El to the one above. V'yoinos on Tergem b'mera kasha yisaran, asa el ashen kasha, difficult. V'li nira shapirashti kahagen. Rashi says, I interpreted it correctly. Yachad lo yeroimim. Yachad lo yeroimim. They don't together exalt him. They don't uphold it. Lo yahachon. They don't uphold it. B'kaim as a kufa, the Targum says. Okay. Eich etencha Ephraim. How can I give you... So it seems like we're bad news. We don't return to him definitively. We're wavering. We don't come to the one above. Bad things occur to us. We fly the wrong airline. All kinds of things. Eich etencha Ephraim. But how could I deliver you, Ephraim? How could I give you over, Ephraim? Amagencha Yisrael. Deliver you, Israel. Eich etencha che'adma. How can I render you like Adma? Adma is one of the 5 cities of Sodom and Amora, Adma Tzvayim, right? Asimcha Kisvayim, I should make you like Tzvayim. Nepach olai libi, my heart is overturned upon you. Yachad, together, nichmeru nichumi. My mercies have been kindled. Nichmeru nichumi, my mercies have been kindled. Let's see the Mitzvahs David.
Rabbi, can I say amagencha? So the shorish magains, the shield, no?
Yeah.
You're saying it's like to give up or surrender? Isn't it just the
Here,
opposite?
magain also can mean, like, magain can mean for naught. Lemagain, for nothing. So, amagen can mean to forsake you. Look at the Mitzudas David. Despite your evil ways, richamti alecha, I had mercy on you. V'omer, and I say, Eicha tencha Ephraim b'yad akim. How can I deliver you to the goyim? Eich em sarcha b'yadim. How can I give you over in their hands? Eicha tencha. How can I give you lios hafucha ka'adama, to be turned over like the like adma? Ka'omer, as if to say, Eichul uchal lirois ba'avadan. How could I see your downfall? Ami. Nepach olav libi, my heart is turned over for you. Imki kiasiel, even though I'm angry at you. Hine nepach alai libi l'rachem oisa, my heart has been turned over to have mercy on you. Yacha nichmer nechumi kol midos tanchumim. All of my attributes of consolation, sheyeshbi, that I have, lanachim alara, to console and overlook what the evil. Kulam yacha nischamamu, they've all been kindling. All of my midos of rachamim have been aroused and have been are aflame. So even though you don't deserve it, but I can't deliver you into the hands of the enemies. Okay, this is the pasuk I really wanted to get to. Okay, Baruch Hashem. Lo ye'esecharoin api. I will not carry out my wrath. Lo ye'ashuv, I will not return l'shachis Ephraim. Meaning, Lo ye'ashuv, I will not renege to destroy Ephraim. Ki kel anoichi. I am a merciful God. V'loi ish, I'm not a man. B'kirbecha kadosh, in your midst there is holiness. V'loi avoi be'ir, and I will not come into the city. There is holiness in your midst, and I will not come into the city. That's a very odd expression. If there's holiness in your midst, Hashem should come into the city. What does it mean? There's holiness in your midst, and therefore I won't come into the city. Says Mitzudas David, Ki kel anoichi, v'chol eis yadi mashla aleim. My hand dominates them always. Therefore, I will prolong my anger. V'lo ish, I'm not a man who takes revenge quickly. Meaning a man who's angry has to take revenge quickly because he might not be around to take revenge the next day. God is eternal. He doesn't have to take revenge right away. B'kirbecha kadosh. Among you is Kedusha. Meaning, I will still dwell among you, the Kedusha of my Shechina. V'loy avoy be'ir. I won't go into a different city. B'kirbecha kadosh. I will retain my Kedusha in your city. I will not dwell elsewhere. Says Rashi, Lo Yashav. I will not renege from my good words that I said. I will not despise you. I will not be disgusted with you to destroy Ephraim. Ki kel anoichi. I fulfill my good words. And my midah is not to renege on my good words. B'kirbecha kadosh v'lo avei be'ir. I will not go elsewhere. I already promised to be Masher Mashchina among you in Yishalayim. I will never go into another city. However, there's a very interesting Gemara, Masechta Tainis, and Daf Hey. Amar le Rav Nachman le Rav Yitzchak. Mai b'kirbecha kadosh v'loy avay be'ir. Mishum de b'kirbecha kadosh loy avay be'ir. Amar le Rav Yitzchak. Hachi amar Rabbi Yochanan. Loy avay b'Yerushalayim shel mala ad Sha'avai b'Yerushalayim shamata. I will not enter the Yerushalayim above until there's Kedusha down here in this world. It says the Gemara, Umi'iko Yerushalayim shamala? Is there Yerushalayim up above? In Dechsiv Yerushalayim habenuya ki'ir shachubra la yachdav. The built-up city of Yerushalayim is like the city attached to it. What do you mean the city attached to it? There's nothing attached to Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim is Yerushalayim, Yerushalayim. Ki'ir shachubra. What do we say? Yerushalayim harim savivla. Yerushalayim is surrounded by mountains. There's no sister city of Jerusalem. It's not like Fort Worth and Dallas. So what do you mean Yerushalayim is like the city attached to it? There's nothing attached to Yerushalayim. Nothing around it, but there's something up there. So from this pasuk, we learn that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will not enter Yerushalayim shel mala until he first goes into Yerushalayim shel mata. B'kir b'cha kadosh. Not until there's Kedusha downstairs will HaKadosh Baruch Hu go upstairs. Hence the song, Loi Loi Avoi B'Yerushalayim Shel. You don't know the song. All right. Rabbi said, we got to get with the new songs. Come on. So, Loi Avoi B'Yerushalayim Shel Mala Ad She'avoi B'Yerushalayim Shel Mata. So, Marsha asked on this Gemara, the question was, it doesn't make sense. There's Kedusha in your midst and I won't come into the city? Because there's Kedusha in your midst, I won't come into the city? And the answer is, no, you read like this, until there's Kedusha down here, I won't go up there. So just read the pasuk regularly, don't bring in Yerushalayim Shamala, and read the pasuk, until there's Kedusha in your city, I'm not going to come into your city.
Why couldn't HaKadosh Baruch Hu go to Yerushalayim Shamala? What's that got to do with whether there's Kedusha down here?
Meaning Hashem will not enter the heavenly Yerushalayim, as we said in the beginning, in the first year we had, that the Gemara from Menachos says, Michael brings karbanos in the base of Mikdash Shamala. So Hashem says, I'm not letting anything happen up there until there's Kedusha downstairs.
So Michel's going to bring karbanos even though Kadosh Baruch Hu's not there?
No, that's what we're saying, he's not. He's not. No Kedusha is happening Yerushalayim Shamala until Hashem enters Yerushalayim Shalmata. So what the Marshal wants to know is, in the Farish Kra B'Lashon Ad, once you're reading the pasuk, not there is Kedusha in your midst, therefore I won't come into the city, then stick with the original interpretation. I won't come into your city down there until you have Kedusha down there. Who said anything about Yerushalayim Shalmala? So the Marshal says like this. The way we're darshaning, it's a lashon of tema. Im kadosh b'kerbecha b'Yerushalayim shamala v'chi lo yavei b'ir b'Yerushalayim dalmala. If there's kedusha downstairs, you don't think he'll come upstairs? Because if he's mashre hishchina lamata, even though lamata belongs to bnei adam, certainly he'll be Masher Shechina upstairs, because Hashemayim Shemayim Lashem. This would answer the Vav here. Bekirbecha Kadosh v'lo yavoy be'ir. V'yisyashiv Vav de meaning, we're going to read it like this. Bekirbecha Kadosh, there's Kedusha in your midst. You don't think, and I'm downstairs with you in this world. You don't think I'm going to go upstairs also? The way Rashi learns, until there's Kedusha in your midst, I won't go upstairs. But in the original interpretation, where Rabbi Yochanan said, Loi avay b'Yerushalayim shel mala ad she'avay, this was not the question. The question was, why does it first say Beker B'cha Kadosh, which is Yerushalayim shel mata, and then say Yerushalayim shel mala? It should have written Loi avay be'ir Beker B'cha Kadosh. I won't come into the city until there's Kedusha in your midst. So the question was not Beker B'cha Kadosh v'lo avay be'ir, there's Kedusha in your midst and I won't come into the city, because that we knew we could read it. If there's Kedusha in your midst, you don't think I'll come into the city? The question is, why talk about the Yerushalayim shel mata before the Yerushalayim shel mala? The answer is to teach you there's a Yerushalayim shel mala. Okay, be it as it may, it's from this pasuk that we derive.
And the Kedusha means you won't come until it's binyan by Shlishi? That's the Kedusha?
Not necessarily. Until we act properly. God says, I'm not going to live up there in Yerushalayim shel mala.
There's Kedusha in Yerushalayim, right?
Yes.
What is the bar of Kedusha? I mean, what is the standard?
How much Kedusha do you need?
What is the Kedusha? Is it Ben Adam LaChavero, Ben Adam LaMakom? Is it Shmir Shabbos? What is the Kedusha?
Yes.
Throw be Shmir Shabbos and have Sinas China. Is that Kedusha?
You need Kedusha.
Right now is the era before the building of the second Beis HaMikdash, correct?
Navi Hashem before Baishin, yes.
We're talking really, so I'm saying it's not like this period of time, by Shlishi.
Right. Okay, B'siyat Shana, we'll pick it up here next time.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.